Having the Barred Plymouth Rock in your flock means relying on a foundational breed of classical poultry farming that has served as the base for creating some of the highest-yielding egg-laying strains in the world. Today we will break down the technical details of this breed, focusing on the genetic mechanisms behind its plumage, which allow breeders to create two highly profitable sex-linked lines known for their consistent year-round egg production, the Black Star and the Shaver Black. We will also examine the three distinct strains of the Barred Plymouth Rock currently available, each developed for a different operational purpose and yield. If you are looking for a combination of hardiness, structural soundness, and cost-effective performance for your homestead or commercial setup, understanding this breed is an essential step. Prepare to learn why this bird remains a staple in traditional flocks and an irreplaceable genetic pillar in modern breeding programs. By analyzing their traits, you can make informed decisions to optimize your production and integrate these robust birds into daily farming operations efficiently and profitably. Let's begin. When discussing the temperament of the Barred Plymouth Rock, we are dealing with a docile, manageable, and calm bird suitable for any setting. This breed is favored by seasoned producers because its low-stress behavior makes it an ideal choice for both family setups and commercial operations, where flock agitation must be minimized. Unlike Mediterranean breeds that tend to be flighty and nervous, the Barred Plymouth Rock prefers to roam the grounds, foraging for insects at a steady, relaxed pace. Their natural adaptability allows them to quickly adjust to daily feeding and egg collection routines, establishing a low-stress environment for the breeder. This inherent calmness plays a crucial role in their energy efficiency, as they do not waste calories on unnecessary flights or panic episodes. That conserved energy translates directly into robust physical development, overall vitality, and a higher feed conversion ratio when it comes to maintaining consistent year-round egg production. They utilize their intake to sustain their bodies and produce eggs rather than burning it off through nervous activity, which improves the bottom line. Additionally, this docility simplifies routine health inspections, saving farmers valuable labor hours during daily flock management tasks. Analyzing their physical traits under the American standard of perfection, the Barred Plymouth Rock presents a well-defined structure. Its most distinguishing feature is the barred pattern consisting of parallel lines of black and grayish-white along each feather. This design must be sharp and regular, extending from the tip of the feather down to the base near the skin, creating a consistent visual effect. In males, the black and white bars are practically equal in width, while in females the black bars are wider, giving the hens a darker overall appearance. Beyond the plumage, the standard requires a strong structural frame, featuring a broad and deep chest coupled with a long, level back. This build supports their respiratory and digestive capacities. The visual contrast is completed by a single, straight, bright red comb, a stout beak, and yellow legs. That yellow pigment in the skin is a traditional indicator of good health and foraging capability. Selecting birds that meet these physical requirements ensures you are effectively maintaining a flock capable of enduring various environmental stressors while keeping production levels high and consistent throughout the laying season, ultimately benefiting the overall agricultural output. To properly assess the value of this breed in an operational setting, we need to examine their physical proportions and their excellent feed conversion ratio. A mature flock sire of the Barred Plymouth Rock breed reaches a solid weight of about 9.5 pounds, showing a firm and dominant posture. Meanwhile, the adult hen maintains a meaty and compact frame, weighing around 7.5 pounds on the scale. These figures solidify its status as a versatile heavy fowl, capable of providing a quality carcass for dual-purpose operations. However, what interests experienced farmers the most is their feed efficiency. Despite their considerable size, these birds utilize commercial rations and forage with precision, minimizing input costs and maximizing economic returns. When allowed to free range, their foraging instinct reduces their reliance on formulated feed, representing a tangible saving for the producer throughout the annual production cycle. This combination of substantial meat yield and lower supplemental feed requirements makes them a highly cost-effective option for both homesteaders and commercial producers looking to optimize their feed budgets effectively over the long term, ensuring the operation remains financially viable even during market fluctuations. Moving on to population management, we must analyze their sexual maturity and the development of their natural instincts. Unlike light and nervous breeds that begin laying prematurely, the Barred Plymouth Rock takes the correct physiological time to mature, generally initiating egg production between 20 and 24 weeks of age. This measured development guarantees that the hen's reproductive system reaches its maximum structural capacity, translating directly into larger and more consistently sized eggs from the start of the season. Regarding reproduction, their broodiness is a notable trait within the poultry sector. Although modern selection has prioritized continuous egg yield, many of these hens still retain their maternal instinct. When they decide to incubate, they prove to be dedicated and protective mothers, capable of raising large clutches with careful attention. This instinct to rear their own chicks provides a valuable level of self-sufficiency for any independent farming project seeking to reduce reliance on artificial incubators. Managing this broodiness properly allows a producer to establish a sustainable flock replacement strategy without needing external equipment, keeping operating expenses low and controlled throughout the varying seasons of the agricultural year. At this point in our technical analysis, it is essential to understand that not all Barred Plymouth Rocks share the exact same genetics today. Through decades of intensive breeding and selection, 3 distinct bloodlines have emerged, and any serious producer must understand them to choose the right fit. The first of these bloodlines is the recognized Incubation strain, which has been carefully developed to meet every visual detail dictated by the American standard of perfection we analyzed earlier. Breeders of this line invest years of selection into refining the mathematical precision of the black and white bars on the feathers, maintaining the physical presence and size that characterizes this classical bird. However, do not assume they are strictly ornamental birds lacking practical utility on a working farm. Although their primary objective is to excel at poultry shows, these hens maintain excellent vitality and achieve respectable performance metrics, laying around 240 large brown eggs during their first year of production. They remain a dual-purpose asset that balances rigorous aesthetic standards with reliable agricultural output for the dedicated breeder willing to invest time in their genetic lines properly. In stark contrast to the strict aesthetic requirements of the exhibition halls, we find the commercial strain of the Barred Plymouth Rock. This second genetic line was aggressively developed with a single operational goal in mind: maximizing the sheer volume of egg production. By focusing entirely on numerical yield, breeders of this commercial strain deliberately sacrificed many of the phenotypic traits associated with the classical standard. As a direct result of this breeding pressure, the commercial line presents a noticeably less uniform barred pattern, often displaying blurred spots or disorganized plumage. Furthermore, a physical detail that instantly sets them apart is the color of their shanks, as they frequently exhibit pale or white legs instead of the bright yellow required by the American standard. Nevertheless, what they lack in visual refinement, they compensate for in egg yield, reaching impressive figures that average around 280 eggs per year. This high production rate turns them into highly profitable units for intensive commercial farms that prioritize daily cost-effective performance over exhibition standards, focusing purely on consistent commercial yields. Completing the panorama of varieties within this historic breed, we find the specific genetic line known globally as the Thompson strain, or simply the fine-barred variety. This particular bloodline represents a structural balance between practical farm performance and a refined aesthetic that captures the attention of demanding poultry experts. Unlike the commercial line that gradually loses its visual definition, breeders strategically developed the Thompson strain over several decades to exhibit a narrower, sharply barred pattern across its plumage. This precise breeding gives the bird a distinguished appearance standard. The practical appeal of this specific bloodline goes beyond its neat feathering, as the original breeders ensured they kept its productive traits intact. This variety stands out for possessing an efficient metabolism that promotes a heavier body weight and superior muscle development compared to the standard average of other heritage lines. A mature flock sire can reliably reach 9.5 pounds, making it a truly ideal option for those seeking a heavy fowl that provides substantial meat yield without sacrificing the classic breed's characteristic hardiness on the modern homestead or dedicated dual-purpose operation today. Delving deeper into the productive advantages of the Thompson strain, there is a crucial physiological aspect that distinguishes it from its aesthetic counterparts and makes it attractive for the results-driven producer. Breeders selected this specific variety for generations to reach sexual maturity earlier, allowing young pullets to start their laying cycles several weeks ahead of traditional heritage lines. This early start represents an economic advantage, as it shortens the period of daily investment in growth rations without seeing a return in the nesting boxes. Once they initiate their reproductive stage, these hens prove to be consistent layers, delivering an annual egg yield that reaches 240 premium-grade eggs. This combination of early maturity, greater body mass, and a reliable laying rate solidifies them as a preferred choice for farmers who want to maximize their daily resource efficiency. By utilizing this specific strain, producers avoid relying on modern commercial hybrids that lack the rusticity, natural foraging instincts, and strong immune systems found in pure heritage breeds, maintaining a truly independent and robust agricultural framework throughout the changing seasons. To understand the impact the Barred Plymouth Rock has had on global poultry farming, we must dive into the world of its genetic code and explore the famous barred plumage gene in detail. This specific gene is not a simple cosmetic trait that superficially adorns the bird's feathers. Rather, it acts as a biological tool linked directly to the sex chromosomes. In the realm of avian reproduction, the flock sire possesses 2 identical sex chromosomes, while the female determines the sex of the offspring by providing different chromosomes, working exactly opposite to traditional mammals. The gene responsible for the characteristic barred pattern resides exclusively on the male chromosome and holds a strong dominant genetic nature over other colors. This means that when we strategically cross this pure breed with other solid-colored varieties, this trait is inherited in a mathematically predictable way that alters the down color of the chicks. This biological mechanism is the master key for immediate autosexing at hatch, a breakthrough that transformed operational profitability in the commercial poultry sector globally, ensuring farm resources are highly optimized today. The most impactful practical application of this genetic trait leads us to the creation of one of the most robust and profitable hybrid-laying hens utilized on modern farms, the black star. To achieve this daily production bird, an experienced farmer must perform a specific cross using exclusively a purebred Rhode Island Red Foundation rooster and pairing him with Barred Plymouth Rock hens. When the chicks from this strategic cross break out of their shells, the mechanism of sex-linked genetics manifests visually. All male chicks hatch covered in dark black down but exhibiting a white spot on the crown of their heads, inherited directly from their mothers. On the contrary, the valuable female chicks hatch solid black without any visible light spot on their down. This clear visual distinction allows producers to separate both sexes with precision on the very first day, guaranteeing that commercial feed resources are allocated exclusively to the future egg layers in the growing flock, eliminating any unnecessary feed waste and optimizing valuable space right from the beginning of the rearing cycle. These Black Star hybrid females not only inherit structural vigor derived from the biological combination of 2 distinct pure bloodlines, but they also become efficient laying units capable of surpassing the 300 egg per year mark. However, the versatility of the Barred Plymouth Rock maternal line does not end there, as there is a second strategic cross that produces strong biological results for the market. Here, the breeder must employ a vigorous flock sire of the Sussex breed, specifically the light variety, and cross him with the Barred Plymouth Rock hens. This carefully planned genetic cross gives rise to another recognized poultry hybrid under the name of Shaver Black. Just like in the previous cross, the sex-linked gene allows for an immediate visual identification of the newly hatched chicks, giving the farmer total control over their production facilities. These new robust hybrid females inherit solid hardiness and a steady foraging ability to thrive efficiently in outdoor environments while maintaining peak egg production levels year-round, securing a steady farm income throughout the entirety of the active agricultural season. The strategic value of mastering these genetic crosses lies in the concept of perpetual self-sufficiency for the seasoned producer who plans carefully for the long term. By keeping pure breeding flocks of Barred Plymouth Rock along with Rhode Island Red or Sussex males, the producer gains the ability to generate their own high-production flock replacement strategy year after year without depending on external commercial hatcheries. The hybrid females resulting from these pairings exhibit a biological phenomenon known as hybrid vigor, which strengthens their immune systems and improves their nutrient assimilation in the digestive tract. This means that both the Black Star and the Shaver Black consume smaller amounts of formulated feed compared to their bulky parents. Yet they manage to transform those grains into premium-grade eggs with an excellent feed conversion ratio. Having these specific birds in the setup eliminates dangerous and costly guesswork at hatch time, allowing the breeder to dedicate their time, space, and inputs exclusively to the laying pullets, ultimately optimizing every square foot of their productive farm infrastructure safely and efficiently. The Shaver Black layers stand out remarkably in the production field due to their natural docility and their capacity to maintain a consistently high laying rate, even under challenging climatic conditions that would compromise the health of many modern commercial lines. They are exceptionally robust birds that develop a dense, glossy black plumage adorned with subtle white flashes in the neck and chest area, presenting an attractive appearance in any outdoor pastured poultry system. This entire technical and genetic breakdown proves that the classic Barred Plymouth Rock is much more than a heritage breed found in old agricultural history books. It serves as a foundational biological pillar resting underneath a large portion of modern self-sufficiency and the consistent profitability of numerous successful farm projects worldwide today. Whether you decide to raise the exhibition variety, the commercial line, the early maturing Thompson strain, or utilize its genetics to create these profitable sex-linked hybrids, this specific breed will guarantee a solid and rewarding return on your agricultural investment, elevating your overall operational success sustainably in today's market. We have navigated through the genetic and productive mechanics of a bird that revolutionized profitability and self-reliance in classical poultry farming. The historic Barred Plymouth Rock has clearly demonstrated why its robust physical presence, excellent feed conversion ratio, and powerful sex-linked gene keep it at the top of agricultural success today. Mastering the knowledge of its 3 distinct bloodlines and understanding exactly how to utilize it as a foundation to create robust hybrid layers will change how you manage the economic future of your farm project. Implementing these breeding methods allows you to build a highly resilient flock that reduces external dependencies while maximizing your daily egg yields consistently. These specific management strategies establish a solid operational baseline. Let me know down in the comments which of these varieties makes the most sense for your setup today. If you got great value out of this technical breakdown, hit that subscribe button and give the video a thumbs up so we can keep bringing you practical poultry advice. Ensure you implement these genetic strategies properly to consistently maximize your returns. To your success, fellow breeder. Until next time.